tradition that each graduating class selects a faculty member to make some remarks during these proceedings. The class of 2025 has selected Professor Quinn. Professor John Quinn is currently an assistant professor of legal process and co-faculty advisor for the Moot Court Honors Board of Advocates. An honors graduate of Harvard College and Harvard Law School, he also holds a PhD in English from Stony Brook University. He joined the faculty full-time in August 2023 after serving as an adjunct professor during the 22-23 academic year, and he has quickly become a beloved professor and mentor to our students. In his legal career, Professor Quinn served as long-term career law clerk to the Honorable Raymond J. Deary of the United States District Court of the Eastern District of New York. That appointment followed more than a decade in the active practice of criminal and civil law that spanned big law, a boutique firm, and a thriving solo practice. Currently, Professor Quinn holds an appointment to the Criminal Justice Act panel for the United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit, where he serves as court-appointed appellate counsel to indigent defendants. He is also the 2024 recipient of the Honorable George C. Pratt Alumni Award in Appellate Advocacy from Touro Law Center's Moot Court Honors Board of Advocates. Please join me in welcoming Professor Quinn to the podium.
Good afternoon, honored guests. Dean Langen, thank you so much. Faculty, family, friends, and most especially our graduates, the very talented and accomplished Touro Law class of 2025. I'm just so blessed to have these few minutes with you. As you know, if you did the math, you are, and so will always be, my very first Touro students. You could say we came up together. I mean, for most of you, literally, your first day here was also mine. So my heart is quite full today as I see you now in your regalia, about to be hooded as doctors of law. I get goosebumps as I say it. Even though you are leaving us, a part of you will always stay with me. You have left an indelible mark in here that the passage of time will never undo. I had a preview of today, of the success stories you would all become near the end of your first year on what we call Oral Argument Day, that great 1L rite of passage. It's what we all remember most about law school, that and the bar exam. It's also what I will absolutely miss most about teaching LP, because on Oral Argument Day, I get to witness you emerge from your cocoons. You step out from being students trapped behind desks into real lawyers, flexing your new legal skills. Even those of you who come to me the night before, and there's several every year, who say, Professor, I don't care if I get a 0, I just can't do it. Then you hit it out of the park the next day. And that's only one of the many ordinary but quite magical days at the Touro Law Center. I say magic, but of course there is no wand, for the magic lies inside each of you. Your efforts, and more importantly, your vision of who you could become. Sheer hard work and pushing past our limits like that has been written of poetically as life's primal energies working through us, and proof that you know of life's deep meanings and secrets. And while this is true, at Touro, we just call this grit. And grit is what Touro graduates are most known for, as you are now the newest proof. And it's also what will get every single one of you through that bar exam. I don't exaggerate when I speak of magic. It is that something in the air at Touro. It's this intense kind of We're all in this together. There's no boundary. We all know each other. There's no filter. Closeness that makes the word community always feel inadequate. So now you're ready to leave this magic, and at least I feel like we've been 12B6'd, that it's ending too soon. Maybe not for all of you, but for me. But of course, we know that every ending is a new beginning, and it's of course why we call today commencement. And so, as you begin your next chapter, I offer just these few words. It's just 5 if you're counting or watching the clock. First, the magic absolutely does not end today. It is that same magic that will connect you as alumni and that will call you back as alumni. It's another great fruit of your Touro education. Second, one piece of career advice, part of every graduation speech. Knock vigorously on many doors and know that often it's another door that will in fact open. Some call this synchronicity, energy in the quantum field, or even the hand of God. My point, always take action. Don't be idle, but allow life to surprise you. Themes and storylines are playing out in your lives that you cannot see in live time. Quick example, 25 years ago, with nary a thought of my future at Touro on the radar, a Manhattan lawyer telephoned me in my solo appellate office and asked me to handle his appeal. I took it, the case lasted 7 years, we won, we settled. Went on with our lives. That lawyer was Alan Fuchsberg, son of. Again, life's patterns often only make sense in hindsight, which means you need some trust. Third, as I now am known for telling my LP students, the 2 most important words on anything you write are your name. Your signature is your voice and your perspective, and they are more important now in the age of AI than ever. Your name on a pleading or a brief or discovery response or client letter says to every reader of it, this is how I see it, and I stand by it. We know 9 justices can read the same words and disagree about their meaning, and I'm going to suggest to you that is not a bad thing. It shows that the law is an endless treasure with great energy, always room for a fresh point of view, always a new argument. So I urge you, tap into that energy and call it and say it as you see it. Even the infamous Rule 11 invites exactly that, to argue for the making of new law. Fourth, only one more to go. Actually, on this point, which I think is the required part of every graduation speech, the to thine own self be true message, indulge my one brief shout out to the Erie Doctrine. We either love it or hate it or both. Wherever you go, court, your workplace, your adversary's firm, be a good guest and follow the local rules. But always, always stay true to yourself on matters of substance, on what counts. Fourth, as Dean Langan has already said, take care of yourself and one another. Unlike a craftsperson with hand tools, you are your instrument, and so you will need great care, self-care, because our profession is an extraordinarily demanding one. And while you pursue career success, you also want a healthy and happy life, and I will second Dean Langan's suggestion, canine companionship can go a long way. As to care for others, I've already spoken of the community. Quickly, I say again, nourish and build upon it as alumni. You will need these colleagues. And since I've already brought up Erie, you're going to indulge a second Civ Pro plug, this time for the friendly joinder rules. Claims and litigants can get lonesome. So can hardworking lawyers. especially fresh graduates taking their very first steps. Fifth and finally, as you know, I believe very deeply in the power of the mind. As Proverbs teaches, be very careful what you think, because your thoughts do run your life. So, when setbacks and low moments come, it is then that you should reach for the very highest of thoughts. So the one I'll offer today is simply this: remember what you are made of. And I'll submit it's much more than you think. Genesis says we are made in the likeness and image of our Creator. And for me, this has always meant we each have the capacity within us to create and recreate ourselves. In secular terms, we know from astrophysics, or I've read it, you might know, that we are, quote, star stuff. Our bodies are literally made of the elements released by stars that exploded during the Big Bang. So again, when tough times come and you are low, remember what you're made of. To wrap up, I was already here as an adjunct when I applied to join the full-time faculty, so naturally I was asked this question in my interview. I won't name names, but the questioner will remember it. So, Mr. Quinn, what do you think of our students? My answer then, they have restored my faith in their generation. I say a version of this to myself every day as I walk into the Law Center. And I say it to you again today. And so, go now into a world in desperate need of more faith. Shine that magical inner light. Be the very best evidence of yourself with your promise and your goodness. To each member of the class of 2025, I say farewell.
Okay, that's a hard act to follow. Thank you, Professor Quinn. Now we know why he was selected as the class professor.